Hello and welcome to my campervan. It's good to see you all again. I have a Christmas tradition of buying a bottle of Baileys for the days before Christmas, where I do all of my Christmas preparations. I think a Christmas Baileys in my coffee suits the camping life very well here in the cold. I'm not done with all of the preparations yet, but I will get there. I hope. Maybe I should actually consider upgrading it to 2 bottles a year, one for Christmas and one for camping. Tonight is the first of the 2 longest nights of the year. Tomorrow is the shortest day of the year, the 21st of December. That's also the birthday of my father that passed away a few years ago. Before I was born, he was quite an adventurer, like I would like to be. When I was a kid, he told me many stories from his years in Greenland and in Ghana, and he could always tell me about the history of almost anything in the world. I'm very grateful for that. I can think of no better way of honoring his birthday than to stay out here in the darkness, surrounded by the graves of our ancestors that lived more than 1,000 years ago. He would have loved to be able to go camping like I can. Camping tonight is also kind of a celebration of the beginning of the countdown for the next camping season. I really look forward to half a year with early sunrises and long summer nights where I can live here in the camper and have many hours of photography in the landscapes. It's freezing outside now. It's already around -4 degrees. Tomorrow I hope to get some winterly photos. I'm at one of my favorite places that I visit many times a year. There won't be any snow yet, but it would be nice with a frosty landscape here. In a moment I'm off to bed, so cheers in coffee with Baileys. See you in the morning. Good night. The next morning was really beautiful, cold, windless, and with a purple sunrise. Unfortunately, I spent too much time walking around and just enjoying it, and I missed making any photos with the purple sky as the backdrop. When I finally started taking photos, the sun had risen above the horizon. I decided to do some photos against the rising sun of some of the naked trees on the hills. Here are a few of the photos that I made. I also found some nice views towards the city, with the hills covered in layers of mist and with the sun shining behind them. I couldn't find the really winterly views I was hoping for, and while I was looking, it was suddenly over. Shortly after sunrise, the sky was covered with clouds and it started to rain a bit, so I went back to my camper to wait it out. It's quite difficult to make plans for YouTube videos when the weather doesn't behave like you hoped for, but that's the beauty of life. I waited for a couple of hours in my van. Now and then there were some gaps in the clouds and the sun would shine, but not for long. Around noon I decided to go for some infrared photos instead. I haven't done many infrared photos in the winter, but I figured the landscape here might look nice in infrared against the cloudy sky with some sunbeams here and there. I won't talk about infrared photos or how to process them in this video. I will do that in a future one. I will just show you some of my compositions here and the final processed photos. Even though I didn't get the photos I hoped for, it was a great trip on the shortest day and the longest nights of the year. I hope I inspired you. Thank you for now. See you soon. Bye bye.